How many putts from this distance are you missing around? A lot of people behind the screen will probably say, I miss most of these putts. And if we hole a few more of these putts, we're going to help you lower your scores, get good at golf, and hopefully beat your playing partners more convincingly. But how can we hole a few more of these? Now, putting, as always, is said to be a game with inside a game. So we need to make sure we're getting this right, because this golf club in your bag is probably not one you may have spent the most amount of money on, but it's probably going to save you the most amount of shots. And that's what you have to consider this year to get your scores down. But when we're talking about these putts, how many times I see people, you might have just had a 30-footer, 20-footer, or even a 10-footer, and you've left yourself this putt. You're quickly over it because you don't like them, and it's quickly, well, it's not bad, it's not a 4-putt, and we tap it in. And you'll see there, as I put that putt back on screen, that it was very short and it was very quick motion. So we don't have control on that club face. So I don't have control of where that is. And also then, as a result, don't have control on the strike. So I'm not going to get the distance, but because I don't have the control of the face, I'm also not going to get the start line. So start line from here is absolutely essential for you to get. And there's a few ways you can work on this. And obviously it's all down to what your routine is when you get on any putt, whether it's 30 feet or whether it's 3 or 4 feet like we're doing here. So what I want you to do is start to imagine a line. So you're looking down here and you're trying to find something as a mark for you to go over. But ideally, let's try and get that in the first couple of feet, because if I can get just inside this mark here, this old pitch mark, it's much easier for me to use the line on my golf ball to line up just inside a point there. It's also easier when I take my posture to be able to focus on a mark that is here in my peripheral vision. If I pick something that is all the way up here, we often start to see people are distracted, and from there, how many times I see, well, I've lined it up to there perfect. No, it started a bit right. Because again, we're not thinking about that point just in front. We're not getting a point where you can just roll that ball over, be nice and positive with these short putts, because a lot of the times these putts are extremely negative. How many times do we see that extremely long backswing and then a deceleration? So we start to see all different patterns, but we want you to be consistent from here. So if I can get into that routine of, right, this putt here has a little bit of right to left, so let me pick my point. So again, I've got a point just in front of me here, which is just over another old pitch mark. And I'm now going to be thinking, right, I still want to be positive over that putt. So I'm now going to put a routine into it. I'm not just going to get over the ball and focus on that and then start to quickly move or slowly move. I'm going to think, right, okay, how much do I need? How much backswing do I need to get that ball going in at a good pace? How would I throw that ball? Again, from here, I wouldn't be swinging quick. I wouldn't do that kind of motion. I also wouldn't go all the way back here and slow to release that. So I'm thinking about that whilst I do these practice swings, and I can start to do these consistently, then move over to that golf ball. I know it's lined up where I want it, and I can hit that putt. Ooh, and you can see just missed. So you can see they're just slightly under pace, so it only just missed, but it had a good chance of going in. So straight away there, I know, yes, I've had a good roll on that. Yes, my start line was correct. It just didn't have the pace to get over that front edge. So we need to be consistent with this, because after all, these are the putts where we might have missed a green, we're chipping up, and these are the ones that are going to lower your scores. Get in those comments below, guys. How many 3 putts would you say you have on average? Because if we can get rid of those, we know it's a quicker way of getting your scores down than maybe hitting that driver 5 yards further. So back in here now, a couple of practice swings. I've picked my mark and we're in. And we can see there now a good roll, good pace, and that was probably at 4 or 5 feet. So again, there we'd be saving a lot of shots. But this is not just the point from this distance. Again, from a longer distance, we still want to be hitting here in the center of the face. Once we start to even hit the toe and heel, even though this is an extremely forgiving putter here in the Mez 1 putter from Lab, we still need to be hitting that center. But even if I come back to here, How many times I see people go, okay, well, I've got this moving a little bit of left to right, so I'm going to aim at this point here. So I think this bit of grass here is a good area to aim at. Well, again, we're looking a long way away from that ball, so I want to draw an imaginary straight line, and I want you to start thinking every putt is straight. So I pick a straight point, I pick something on that intended line that is just in front of me, and I'm going to line this ball up. And you will see that even for my point here, it's nice and quick to line that up. So I'm not taking ages, I'm not being slow, because a big fear for a lot of golfers is that if we start to line that ball up, it's a little bit slow, and then I'm not quite sure, I'm behind here. We can be nice and efficient. Because that mark is closer to you, it's much easier to line up than trying to line up to something that maybe is 15 feet away. We still go through that same process. Again, from here, average will be 1 in 4 for a tour professional, so don't beat yourself up. It's the shot that's got you here. If this is for a birdie, fantastic. If we hole it, great, but a par is a good score. A 2-putt is good from here. Let's do those practice swings. You can see straight away there. What went wrong there? Well, I didn't have control of that club face. That was one of my bad putts. So straight away there, the ball didn't roll great. The ball started right. That's one of those where for myself, I come in and I leave that putting stroke a little bit open. And this is where, if we start to line the golf ball up and we start to do this, we can break down exactly what we're doing. I would still be expecting to 2-putt from there, which is exactly what we want. But then we know exactly what I've done wrong. We start to see your tendencies, because with this club right here, I hope it's the club that you use the most in the bag. If you're using something else more than a putter, then I think it's seriously time to maybe go and see your local PGA professional, or even get in touch about an online lesson. But we need to have this under control, and if we can break down why we're potentially missing, we're on the first hole here at Waterfront. By the second hole, I know what I've done wrong there. I can hopefully fix that. I'm not then thinking it's going to be an extremely long day for my 18 holes. I'm not thinking this could be a 40-putt round, because I can fix that on the next putt, which is hopefully this one right here. So can we hole out again from here? So we've got that lined up now, and now I'm in, but we take as much time on this putt as we do the longer putt. So just because it's short, we don't get that routine quicker. Who was fantastic at that? Tiger Woods. If you watch him on any shot, his routine was always within a second of each other. He knew exactly how much time to take, so he was ready to hit that shot. So get into the same routine and the same pattern, have the same amount of practice swings, and then get in and be positive. And you can see there the best roll straight in the middle of the hole. So guys, this is probably the most important club in your golf bag to get right this season. And if you can do that, we're going to help you get good at golf. And we'll see you again later in the week.